Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I am Anna, and today we've got a full face of new makeup. We got a nice mix of high-end and drugstore. We've got a lot of stuff that's very dupe-like. Definitely duping some high-end vibes here. But we do have a nice mix of both. We've got eyeshadow palette from Danessa Myricks. We've got complexion from NYX. We've got the viral baked blush and bronzer from Covergirl tryout in Rose Latte and toasted butterscotch. Elf highlighter, a new lip from L'Oreal, and a favorite new mascara. So yeah, and old discovery for brow product that is new to me that I think is awesome. So yeah, we've got a full face of good stuff to talk about here, and everything, spoiler alert, everything performed beyond my expectations today. So you want to see how I went from this little acne covered red face to this with some new makeup? Let's just get into it then. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment down below, let me know your thoughts. Okay, on to the video. Okay, let's get started talking about some new makeup. Look, let's address a little elephant in the room here. I am so broke out. I used a serum that has very much disagreed with my skin, and it's going nuts. So yeah, good thing we're testing what I believe to be a full coverage foundation today. Good thing. So let's dive into some new makeup. We're gonna start with skin, with a foundation. This is a new one from NYX. This is the NYX Make 'em Wonder Soft Matte Buildable Foundation. That feels like a mouthful. Make 'em Wonder foundation. I don't know. Doesn't roll off the tongue very well. I'm thinking this is meant to be a bit of a dupe of the Urban Decay foundation. This one, the Face Bond. I'm thinking they're going to be kind of duping this. It's got the same squeezy tube type of thing, same kind of applicator here. So I'm going to look through the claims of this and we'll talk all about that and see if they sound similar. But the description of it being soft matte sounds pretty similar. So let's see what is up with this foundation. I just grabbed it on a whim. I don't really know that much about it at Target. And I was like, ooh, new foundation. Let's test that out. Oh, there's a concealer too. I didn't see the concealer at the store. So I'll be on the hunt for it. So there is a new Wonder Snatch concealer. But I do have the Wonder Snatch setting powder to go with this. And I'm going to use the Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer. We have the Make 'em Wonder 24-Hour Soft Matte Foundation. Comes in at $16. 45 shades. Wow, that's a range. That is a range. I got 05 Fair Ivory, and I like how big it is on the front here. Thank you. I don't have to sit there and be like, what shade is this? Look, I don't have the best vision. That's awesome. Thank you for that, NYX. Yeah, okay, so $16. Not a bad price point. It's pretty average for drugstore right now, and it is pretty actually on par for most NYX products as it is. It doesn't seem like a dramatic jump. It seems to be where their prices have been for a minute. Okay, reading the description, this really does just sound like the Urban Decay Face Bond. This is a cruelty-free product. It is vegan. NYX Professional Makeup Make 'em Wonder Foundation is a soft matte buildable liquid foundation with 24-hour wear. Infused with vitamin C and hyaluronic acid. The formula is waterproof, transfer resistant, and sweat resistant, so this is a great launch coming up on summer. Soft matte finish, 45 shades, ranging from fair to deep, with warm, cool, neutral undertone options. Looks like real skin, just smoother, more even, and brighter. Infused with vitamin C, known for brightening and make your skin shine. And hyaluronic acid, maybe we want to say shine on a soft matte. Maybe not the best wording to describe it, if it is. Yeah, I know we're talking about the skincare within, but still, somebody's got to proof this copy sometimes. And hyaluronic acid, known for instant hydration and a non-cakey feel. Buildable coverage formula, suitable for everyday to full coverage looks. Formula feels weightless on the skin, fade transfer resistant, sweat resistant, waterproof, provides all day shine control Suitable for oily skin, girl. I am so oily these days. Like, I used to just say I'm combo leaning oily. No, I'm just full blown oily. I don't know what's happening. I thought your skin does the opposite the older you get. No, I'm having apparently teenage skin suddenly. Yeah, flawless finish, barely there feel. With skin looking this good, they'll be guessing all day. Make 'em wonder. Key actives: vitamin C, hyaluronic acid, oily skin, combo skin, normal skin. So yeah, this is not recommended to dry skin. And look, I wouldn't recommend the face bond to dry skin either. Unless you just like really prepped your skin well and had no flakes whatsoever, and like you just maybe were a little dehydrated. But like surface dryness, it's not going to play well with surface dryness. The fact that it does not say dry skin suitable makes me think it is definitely not. And it shows frequently bought together the Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer, which is what I have today. I actually just picked that up on clearance the other day and got really excited because like, ooh, hey, I got it for $1. I think it was $1 on clearance. And I haven't used that concealer in so long, but I remember really loving it and being one of the first drugstore concealers that had a shade that really worked for me. So I thought, it'd be nice. That's more of a nostalgia purchase. And the fact that it was $1 and they had my shade, which is kind of rare to find on clearance. So I got excited about that. And I'm going to use a brush today because that's my preferred method. I'm going to use my little e.l.f. dual brush, dual complexion. And I'll apply it on one side of the face and we'll see how it looks. And yeah, clearly I have got so much happening up here. So many angry little pimples. I was trying to hold off filming till this could heal some, but the show must go on. Hey, yeah, we got a nice little dropper squeezy action. Alright, so I'm going to squeeze some out. It's kind of thicker than I anticipated. This seems like it should be a runny product, but it's actually kind of medium thickness. Shade looks nice. Nice feel to the texture of it. I like the way it feels. It feels kind of bouncy, cushiony. I don't know how to describe it. It has a nice texture. All right, so I'm going to start over here. Can't tell if I'm really detecting fragrance. It just kind of smells like skincare. But what was the shade I got again? Fair Ivory. I don't think they had all 45 shades at Target. I don't remember seeing that many. But yeah, I will definitely be on the lookout for the concealer because I'm intrigued. It's nice to see new complexion stuff from NYX. NYX always, to me, does a pretty decent job on complexion. Had more good experiences than bad with their complexion products. And they are always so thoughtful with their undertones and shade ranges. It's very nice to see that. And it looks skin-like. It's not looking dry matte. It's not looking powdery. It has that soft matte kind of finish. Thank goodness we have something buildable today. Yeah, I can see like a slight, just kind of skin-like look going on. It looks really smooth on the skin. Doesn't look like it's picking up on anything, any texture or anything too much. It looks pretty. Well, I liked the Urban Decay Face Bond, by the way. This is one of my favorite foundations, especially on a long day. I enjoy that one. So I'm probably gonna like this one. I feel like this has a little bit more soft kind of glow coming through. Now I do have my normal skincare on, by the way, but it's not like a heavy moisturizer. Let's see what appears to be more of just a natural creamy look to the skin. My preferred complexion, honestly, is that more creamy look. So that looks nice to me. And I think we'll be able to really build that coverage up where I need it to. But yeah, there's without, with. Pretty dramatic result, if you ask me. And it took down all my redness like perfectly. You see I'm very red right now and broke out. And this shade match is pretty spot on. So that is cool. I will be doing, of course, a really in-depth video with this and wear test, and we will put it through the paces. I do have a gym day coming up this week, so I'll probably test it that day, and it seems to be going on really nicely with a brush, which is my preferred method as well. I like a good sponge, but I always go back to a brush. I used to be caught dead using a brush back in the day. Like, I was sponge, all in on sponge. And my mom swore by a sponge. She used a very different sponge than what is available today. She would have loved a beauty blender. She actually used these ones that they're from Max Factor, and they looked like a natural sponge. That's what she used. And she always dabbed her makeup on with that. Anyway, side note, she would have loved a beauty blender, man. Oh. So I didn't grow up seeing makeup being applied with a brush, like foundation and like the little cosmetic wedges. That was like your other option back in the day. That was not, my mom was like, no, we ain't using that. Cause her reaction to those, I remember just being like, cause she had bought me some at one point to just play with and try to experiment. Ugh, the cakiness. So I would immediately gravitate towards like the beauty blender and stuff like that. But the older I've gotten, like the more, I guess, experience with makeup I've gotten, the more I am into something like this. I love a nice, not super duper dense, but decently dense foundation brush. That is just where it is at for me. Very rarely do I prefer the sponge over the brush. Okay, that looks amazing. Wow. Again, I don't know anything about wear time and how it's going to sit on the skin, but I'm immediately like, heck yeah. This is what my skin has been needing right now. This is the coverage and finish that I have been, my oily skin's been needing. And me, just getting all this oiliness, what I do, I bought like some skin tints and like very glowy products to test out. What's wrong with me? Why do I do this? I'm drawn to the dewy skin. I'm drawn to the glowy foundations. But, here we are. Okay, so I'm going to try to cover these little friends up a little bit more. But so far, I like the way the coverage is looking. So I'm just going to take a little bit more. And I'm going to use the little concealer side of my brush. Just kind of dab. I'm going to go back and blend it in just a second. Alright, that did a pretty good job. Wow, what breakout. Not my skin. That did a great job covering up all that breakout. Yeah, acne prone skin, I think would do well with this. If you have like a lot that you need to cover. Redness, rosacea, melasma. This is a good one for that. And it is very thin on the skin itself. I don't feel it at all. It doesn't feel like I have anything on. And it doesn't really feel tacky. Like, I think if you're more normal skin, you probably could get away with not setting this. I'll go ahead and do the Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer. I think we all kind of know about this one from NYX. It's been out about 10-ish years. A long time. Yeah, my goodness. I think just still just writing a blog when this came out. Or was newer to the market. So I'm going to go ahead and take some of this just on the under eye. And this is a matte finish as well. And meant to be long wear. And this is in the shade Pale. Which is a little bit of a yellow undertone. But that'll be okay. Not doing a massive amount. And let's even out our lids with this as well. You know, when I started this channel, probably 6 years ago, I think, I had dry skin. What the heck? And like on my blog, I was a dry skin girl. And that's what I wrote about. Having dry skin. Isn't that crazy how aging, getting on proper medications, getting your hormones sorted out more and mostly thyroid's taken care of. It changes everything. Because that was one reason my skin was like so dry, was because my hypothyroid stuff. Hashimoto's. Okay, I start to think maybe it's settling in this little line right there. That's my new little fun crease I have, but also that's right where the breakout is. So it might be kind of wanting to settle there. Yeah, I mean, I've got some dry skin and stuff around that breakout. So that's just creating some texture there that's already on my skin. But it's definitely not doing as... It could be a lot worse. It Can't Stop, Won't Stop concealer is still a very pretty concealer. But yeah, looking up close, I can see, like, you know, obviously I have a breakout, so there's some dry skin around there. There's some, there's some things happening, but it's not emphasizing it more or making it look worse than it already is. It's doable to me, and it's totally fine. Like, because look, I've had some foundations. If I had put it over that, it would have like shriveled and been like flaking off and looking awful. That's looking like something I can work with that. And look at this like shine, a little bit of glow that's coming through, but it doesn't feel tacky. I like that. I think that looks really pretty. Now that might just be because I have kind of oily skin in my skincare, but I think that's a very pretty finish that we've got going on here. Crazy matte. It's more what I would call like kind of skin-like. I'm going to set my under eyes down with some of the Wonder Snatch powder, and we'll dust a little bit of this on the rest of the face. I have it in the pink shade. This comes in at $12. I like the container. I think it's small. There's something about it's very cute. It has a locking mechanism. I don't think you're getting a ton of product in here. You're getting 0.2 ounces, which I know other powders you definitely get more, especially like the Wet n Wild one. But this comes in a ton of shades. Like you have got an apricot shade, a beautiful kind of brightening, really vibrant banana, deeper shades that are very brightening looking, and translucent. So I've got Cheeky Cherry, which is the brightening pink. Snatch it all in a wonder. NYX Professional Makeup Wonder Snatch Setting Powder includes translucent and brightening shades to snatch all the way up to 16-hour wear with no talc. Nice. Level up your base and snatch your face. Infused with green tea for a rich and antioxidant glow of healthy skin. Lifting peptides known to firm skin. High power pigments to brighten and blend seamlessly for translucent payoff. Lightweight formula gives it for a perfectly airbrushed look. This is very lightweight, by the way. It is such a finely milled, just thin, light powder. 16-hour wear with no talc. Level up your base and snatch that face. You have this nice little locking mechanism at the top that twists. I've actually used this for travel because I like the size of it. It fits really nice in my travel case. But anyway, tapping out a little bit, and yeah, it's a pretty, like, nice, light, brightening pink powder. Is it anything that isn't, like, is it comparable to the Wet n Wild one that you're getting a ton more product for, like, a cool less than half the price? Yeah, you could get the Wet n Wild and be set. This is going to come down to just your preference of, like, I think, brand and packaging style and stuff, but you're fine just getting the Wet n Wild one. You're not missing anything by not getting this. That being said, I do enjoy this powder. It's not a bad powder by any means, but that Wet n Wild one, the Photo Focus in pink, look, that's a hard one to beat. I don't know what a powder could do to beat that one. This one I feel like has more pigment to it. Like it's definitely pinker. Like it kind of stains a little bit on my puffs, which is interesting. Anyway, I think it does look very, very flawless on the skin. And very brightening and gives a beautiful airbrush effect. Very poreless effect. But I know, like, the size of this, I'm going to tear through this really quickly. Whereas the Wet n Wild one, girl, that thing is still going strong. And I've been using it a minute. But that looks really pretty with this foundation. And this seems to be one of those powders you kind of can't overdo. Like, I can just dab in there and just go to town. And it's not looking heavy. It doesn't look heavy at all. Whereas, like, you know, the Maybelline Fit Me powder, that one can look heavy. It's kind of a thick powder. And I've seen people talk about the need for a thick powder on occasion. My preference is I would rather something not so thick, because to me it can look heavy on me. So this one looks just kind of flawless. And the brightening pink, honestly, I can use all over my face because it just works with my skin tone because I'm a ghost. And that's okay with me. I've got the complexion of a Victorian child on their deathbed. And yeah, I look like I need to be recommended to convalesce by the sea skin tone. So, you know, I don't mind the pink powders. Actually, that's one reason I really love the pink powders. They are very, like, just flow right into my skin tone so well. I think the only one that actually looks pink on me is the Ube one from Huda. And it still, like, looks pretty, though. It, like, works. It's an interesting effect it gives that's very weirdly flattering. But formula-wise, this gives just smooth, absolute porelessness, which is gorgeous. It is a gorgeous powder. I think the big appeal with this one is not so much that it's a brightening pink. It is the shade range that they have. They have a very comprehensive range of powders that you don't see very often from brands. So that's going to be the biggest selling point, I think, of this powder. And the packaging is cute. And that the pink in it, I think, looks effective. Okay. Nice little set of that across the skin. And the complexion is looking good. Considering the breakout I got going, girl. Whew. This is very nice. I haven't had a breakout like this in so long. I forgot what it's like. I forgot how painful it is. Oh, it just hurts. Okay, next up, brows. Now, I don't think this is a new product, but it's new to me. This is the Brow Creator from Revlon. I like this. This is a weird brow product that is definitely not going to be everyone's cup of tea. But I really enjoy it. So I'm going to use it and kind of demo it today. It's a strange product. Comes at $9.99 at Walmart, Target. It's $11.99. And it says it's waterproof. So I have it in dark brown, I believe. Which is a really, really good shade for me. Like, it's kind of perfect shade-wise. And what you have is a pencil and a powder and a spoolie in one little thing. So it says it's waterproof, smudge-proof, no transfer, all-day brow makeup. Keeps your brows looking sharp for up to 16 hours. Why does 16 hours seem like the call-out number? Giving you confidence at last. Precision sculpting with the ultrafine tip of the brow pencil for hair-like strokes. Fill in sparse areas with natural-looking detail, creating perfect arches and total control. Softly shaded finish. Brow powder blends seamlessly with the included brow spoolie for natural brows. It's for natural brow color that never looks artificial. It does actually look very much like my brow hairs. Like, it blends perfectly in. So it describes dark brown being the perfect shade for brunettes. Natural looking color that flatters brown hair for seamless polished eyebrows. It really does. It's not too warm. It's not too cool. It is that perfect shade. On this little smudgy guy, a brow powder. Not my favorite applicator, but the powder is very good. It works great. I tend to have to kind of clean up with just a little bit with a Q-tip or something after the fact, just because the applicator is a little tricky. I would prefer like a little brow brush or something, like a little angled brush would have been more ideal. And then you have the pencil on this end that isn't the most fine pencil in the world, but it's pretty skinny and it does a great job. Like, it definitely gets the job done. So I start with the powder usually. I kind of tap her off And I take this backwards through my brows very, very carefully. So I'm grabbing my magnified mirror. And I'm just gonna lightly run this through. And you see it's starting to kind of lay down a little bit of product. And I use this to kind of just fill in that main part of the brow. Right up here. And then I'll use the pencil for detail. And this does take a little practice with this part. Like the first time I used it, girl, I had a mess. So it does take a little bit of practice with that. Getting the hang of it. But once you do, it's a very pretty product. But I think we could have done maybe a brush or something. Might have worked better. I don't know. Anyways, we got the bulk of the brow filled with this. And then you can take the spoolie on this end. Just kind of close that up. And it blends it so nicely. Like, that looks pretty dang good already. And then I take the pencil side and do a little detail work around the arch and tail. But there we go. It's pretty good. It's a nice natural looking brow. It doesn't look drawn on or anything. I'm liking that. Yeah, it's a good product. Just like I said, you'll probably want a little practice with it. Okay, I'm gonna take a little brow gel over top just to set it down. Just get my hairs in place, and this is a Milani brow mousse. Plus it gives a little color too. Now, let's jump over to eyes. I've got a new little palette from Danessa Myricks to play with today. This is one of her Freedom palettes. This is the Everyday Magic one. So if you have bought, one of her large Freedom palettes where you can take out the little things, she's now kind of coming out with these little individual ones that you can buy as one-offs or add it to your big palette, which I think is really cool. It's a really cool range that she's got going here. It's a really neat concept. It comes with a little leather carrying case, or faux leather carrying case here that they can live in for on the go. You got the little mirror in it. So yeah, and this one is the Everyday Magic. And I thought the colors were just so pretty and just up my alley that I needed it. It's multi-use powders, color palette for eyes, face, and lips. So this is gonna come in at $48 for 6 shades. It's pricey, but Danessa is pricey. So this is a vegan product, limited edition, which I hate that all these are limited edition because usually they're gone before I get a chance to get them. Like her Freedom palettes. Those sell out really fast. And they're quite the investment. Anyway, the mini palette featuring 6 essential neutrals in buttery mattes and reflective chromes. So we have these must-have neutrals from Danessa Myricks' limited edition Viral Lightworks 7 palette. These 6 essential shades deliver everyday magic for unforgettable looks for day and night, featuring a dynamic ultra-reflecting pearl topper, a power chrome metallic, and 4 color accurate grounding mattes. We have the shades Guiding Light, which is Antique Pewter Pink Metallic, Wish Iced Pink Metallic, Sand Neutral Sandy Beige Matte, Toasted Mauve Matte, Grounded a Midnight Black Matte, and Rooted a Baked Terracotta Brown Matte. Let me do some little swatches here. This is what she looks like. Isn't that pretty? That is really just nice looking. So I'm going to start with the mattes here, the lightest matte. And do a row of swatches. I really enjoy the way her matte powders feel. They always are so pleasant to use and are true to color. Look at that. That color is gorgeous. I really like this one. That one is the one described as like a brown mauve. And then of course, a beautiful matte black. Oh my gosh, that feels amazing. Is that powder? I don't even know. Whoa. Whoa. It feels like cream or something. It doesn't even feel like a powder. It doesn't say that it's not. That is a very unique feel to that one. Wow. Look at how intense that is. Girl. Ooh. That's gorgeous. Yeah, so that one's Wish, which is a pewter pink metallic. And then we've got the ice pink metallic, which is more that topper shade that's got like a thicker, a little bit more chunky sparkle happening. And wow. Look at that. It feels so creamy. I love the way that feels. Wow. Look at that. Okay, yeah, we're gonna use that today. How gorgeous. I'm so excited about these. I think we'll use a little bit of this shade right here. I'm just gonna point to them because they're not really clearly labeled on a fluffy brush. Bring that through the socket. Very effortless. Easy to work with. Wow, look at that. Gorgeous. Very buildable too. That's pretty. Cool. I want to take a little bit of the terracotta. Focus that right out here. Using a light hand. Very easy to use. All right, now I'm going to jump over to a medium sweeper from Sigma. Same shade. And I'm going to tuck it on the outer corner. Kind of build it up a little. I'm just letting it flow across. Just the mattes alone in here are gorgeous. All right, nice. Very nice. Okay, I want to take the matte black and roll a bit of that over the lash line on a liner brush, a little angled brush. Really tap that off because you do not want fallout. Wow, that is just intense. I just create a little lifted, subtle wing there. I want to soften that up. Okay, so I'm taking the terracotta and I'm going to use that to just soften where it's meeting up with the black. Like right there, I love the way these two shades, or these three mattes are playing together. This is definitely reminding me of the Grounded palette, the Grounding Neutrals that I don't have. I borrowed it from my friend. Yeah, this is filling that little void I had for that palette because I loved playing with it so much. This really, yeah, if you were wanting the Grounding Neutrals, these 4 neutrals in here fill the void for me pretty well. I mean, they don't have the matching pomades and like the contour-y type colors, but yeah, this works for me. And you could, I think, use these shades like as bronzer depending on your skin tone and contour. That's one thing I like about her products, her eyeshadows. They're not necessarily eyeshadows. She shows using them wherever and just letting your creativity flow and treating it like paint. And I love that concept. Okay, now we're going to take this gorgeous, gorgeous foiled looking number here. Can pick that up on the medium sweeper, see how that goes. It may be one that you want to apply with a finger. No? Oh. Oh, dang. That's nice. Girl, that's nice. Oh, I like the way that looks. Oh, Danessa. Girl, you know how to make an eyeshadow. And also one of the kindest ladies ever, by the way, and I will say that every time about Miss Myricks. And the way that she applies makeup is just so satisfying to watch. Just so... there's like a freeform, just organic feel to the way she does it. Okay, that is beautiful. I'm so glad I got this palette. Wow. It was a total whim purchase. Like, I was not going to get this. Didn't even think about it. Like, my friend had mentioned it, and like then I come across it again on Sephora when I was ordering my husband some cologne, and it was like, pink. Add to cart. Because that is just gorgeous. That is the kind of colors that I love. I like these. They're dual chromatic, but they're still neutral. I think that is so fun. Like, Natasha Denona does that a lot. I just love that. And yeah, I don't see any fallout either because I was being very careful, which is unlike me. I'm going to take some of that terracotta on my medium sweeper and just run a little bit under here. So good. That's so good. Okay. I'm in love. Now, let's move on to the face. I finally got a couple of these viral little blush and bronzers here in the shades that I wanted. So I've got Toasted Butterscotch in the bronzer, which I think is the lightest shade. And I've got Rose Latte in the blush. These are given Hourglass. It is given Mood Exposure from Hourglass. Look at this. This looks like an Hourglass bronzer. I think these are a little bit more glowy than Hourglass. The package is very substantial feeling. The packaging, like these compacts, these don't feel cheap, by the way. It's very thick, sturdy plastic, which is what I said about like their eyeshadows they came out with. Everybody was kind of complaining because they're expensive, but they had a very refined ingredient deck. The packaging was very substantial. It wasn't something that was going to break easily. And the shades and the formulations were really elevated from what Covergirl normally does. So I'm hoping to see that here with these, because look how gorgeous these are. And again, this packaging and stuff does not feel cheap. This feels like something you would probably come across in Sephora, honestly. Like, it's very, very substantial packaging. Just surprising, because it doesn't look like it should be. But when you get it in your hands, you're like, oh, that's very weighty. It doesn't feel like Wet and Wild, which is what it looks like it should feel like. So let's go over here to Covergirl. There's actually 4 shades of the bronzer. I'm only seeing 2 on Ulta. And I have the second to lightest shade, actually, Toasted Butterscotch. The one I was looking for was Honey Bun. I've not been able to find Honey Bun anywhere. But actually, Toasted Butterscotch is kind of prettier. But looking at it just in the swatches, I like that it has a little bit of pink in it. Anyway, it's the light to medium bronze, and then Honey Bun is the light bronze. So this is a luminous bronzer. Sounds very Hourglass-esque. And get the just off the beach glow with a True Blend Skin Enhancer Baked Luminous Bronzer swirled with 2 shades for a unique multi-dimensional sun-kissed warmth and a luminous finish. Baked with hyaluronic acid and white rose extract to help hydrate and soothe skin. Not bad, pretty cool. Available in 4 shades. Ultra blendable and buildable color, makes mistake-proof application. Lightweight, luxurious, soft suede texture. Formula melts seamlessly into skin. Soft focus effect blurs the appearance of pores and wrinkles and texture. This also sounds very hourglassy. Suitable for all skin types, even dry and sensitive. Talc-free, clean, vegan, formulated without parabens, sulfates, phthalates, and mineral oil. Non-comedogenic. Leaping Bunny approved. So that's one thing I think is really cool about Covergirl is they have actually made an effort to elevate their formulations. The price has changed as a result, and of course with just inflation and current economic stuff, prices have gone up since like 2020. But Covergirl was already moving in that direction because they were improving their formulations. So, and they're actually doing something cool. They're not just turning out the same thing and charging more for it. Like you can see a difference within the products. And they've had stuff that, while they do maintain some very affordable items, like their Simply Ageless line has never been cheap. I know, like, when the one foundation came out, people were very upset because it was like $18. But if you go look at the other Simply Ageless foundation, it was 16 something. So, I mean, it was on par for the Simply Ageless line to cost that much because it's heavily skincare infused. So let's see how Honey Bun looks next to Luminous Bronze Light, just for funsies. And do a little swatch. She is so pretty. So this is Toasted Butterscotch, not Honey Buns. That's a pretty light shade. Let me see what that looks like next to Luminous Bronze Light, which is my #1 favorite bronzer ever to exist. So Covergirl's a little bit glowier, but girl, that's the same shade. I mean, on camera it might look different, because I think that all the time when I look at something. I'm like, that's the same shade. Then on camera they look different. But look, dupe. It's a dupe, except Covergirl's just gonna be a little bit shinier. Alright, I'm gonna take that on a nice little fluffy brush and bronze up the skin. I'm gonna take a Flawless Face Brush from e.l.f. And this really does have a nice texture in here. It feels good to the touch. It is a pretty formula. So I'm just going to do this number here. Tap off any excess. And let's warm up the skin. That looks good. Alright. Nice. That is a nice bronzer shade. Yep. I like how easy it goes on. It doesn't go on too much. It's very gentle, yet buildable. Very much like the Hourglass. It's not over applying immediately. All right, that's lovely. That really is. Beautiful bronzer. I see why people are so into these, because that looks gorgeous. And on the skin, I'm not noticing like some crazy sheen. And that's usually a lot of times the case with something like this. When you're swatching it just directly with your finger, all the shine's going to come through. But when you're applying something with a brush, and like in that application, the sheen isn't going to be the same. That is really pretty. Very pretty. Take a little bit down the neck here. Gonna warm things up. Nice. That's beautiful. 10 out of 10 right here. So at Walmart, this is going to come in at $9.97. Not bad. It's under $10. Target, let's see, $9.79 at Target. All right. You're probably going to pay the most at Walgreens, which is where I bought it. It's the only place I can find it. And of course, Ulta, you're going to pay a little more there too. $12.99. Okay. It seems to be available at all the CoverGirl retailers. It's just that the shades are very picked over at the moment. Now, we've got the blush. Look how gorgeous that looks. I'm going to swatch this next to Mood Exposure because those feel like very similar colors to me. That was why I was drawn to this one. Actually, Mood Exposure is a bit warmer. The CoverGirl is softer. The sheen looks about the same, a little bit more glowy on the CoverGirl, but not by much. The pigmentation is stronger with the Hourglass, and it's a little warmer. But maybe let's see if we build the CoverGirl one. They feel very similar. Yeah, okay. Once it's built up, they look virtually the same. So, yeah, I think we got a Mood Exposure dupe here. There's just a tad more warmth in the Hourglass. And the thing is, with a baked product that swirls, they're not all going to be exactly the same. So do keep that in mind. Something may look different for me than it looks for you. There's that organic kind of fun quality to a baked product. I'm going to use the same brush, I just cleaned it off. But I'm thinking in application on the cheeks, girl, this is going to look just like Mood Exposure. Yep, that is beautiful, beautiful. They have this in this most glorious, like purple shade that I think Emily Noel was talking about, looking like one of the purple shades in the Hourglass palette, one of the newer ones from like last Christmas, but they weren't really dupes. But yeah, if they were, I would probably bought it. But that purple shade is beautiful. It's like this gorgeous rich berry that I think could work on all skin tones. It just depends on how light a hand you are and, you know, your undertone more so. There's something about this so tempting to me. This blush is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Lovely, soft level of glow on the face. It is not shiny and metallic. It is gorgeous. That is gorgeous. Okay, you know, like I need another blush, like I need a hole in the head. We know this. I've got too many blushes, but this makes me want all the other shades because it's so pretty. I don't have time to wear all these blushes. I don't know what it is about blush, but the last couple of years I have just been obsessed in love with blush. So let me just tell you a little bit about that one. So the True Blend Skin Enhancer Baked Luminous Blush. It comes in 4 shades. You have Please Please Pink, which is a really pretty soft pink. And like I have Rose Latte, which, man, that's my kind of color right there. Strawberry Drizzle. Ooh, she is unique. She is fun. That is a gorgeous, vibrant strawberry coral. I am intrigued by that color. And then that amazing Berry Punch. Wow. Berry Punch is just berry with fuchsia swirls. Like, I just can't quit staring at it. And then Strawberry Drizzle is bright red with light red swirls. Love those. Love them. I understand. I totally get the hype here. I totally get it. And I really, you know, I think a lot of CoverGirl's been doing a lot of this kind of transparent coloring or packaging, like on their lipsticks as well, and their palettes, their newer palettes. It occurs to me that it's because they're trying to be more transparent about their ingredients and stuff. Or that's why they were doing that. I don't know. That's just me inferring. Okay, next up, highlighter. Do we need highlighter? Not really, because I think that kind of operated as both, but it's not too much. It's like just right. However, I do have a new highlighter here. This is from e.l.f. This is one of their Halo Glow Silky Powder Highlights. I have it in the lightest shade, and I think this is meant to be duping Rare Beauty. What's with all the dupes? We've had so many dupes today. What the heck? My goodness, isn't that beautiful? That is so just... Ooh, yeah, and it does. Oh, you just want to do this. It feels like pure silk to rub it, and that color. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. And even my oily self, I'm a fan of like the Halo Glow stuff. Like I love their skin tint with the SPF. And it's a mineral SPF that I could use on my finicky, doesn't like any SPF skin. Okay, Halo Glow Silky Powder, $9. So same price as the Covergirl. And I have noticed the stuff in the Halo Glow line does skew a little more expensive. A lot more expensive than some of the other e.l.f. stuff. We've got 5 shades. I have the lightest shade, which is a cool pearl called Soft Pearl Era. There's also this really pretty shade called Blush Money, which is a rose gold. These also remind me of their baked ones that they used to have that were like $1 back in the day. Girl, Moonstone or Moonlit Pearl. Well, who remembers that? Who remembers that? Is this like their updated version of that, but it's also duping Rare Beauty? Oh, I wish I still had it. Ugh, I wish I still had it. I love those. They were like my go-to highlighter for so long. You had to like kind of scratch the top to get them going when you first bought it with a spoolie, but then you had the most amazing glow. I'm sure you can still find those like floating around the internet and in stores, but they were like $1, $2. The lids always broke off, but they had a rose gold one that was just gorgeous. All right, so you have a cool pearl silky soft powder. This is describing this shade. Packed with finely milled micro shimmer for luminous long-lasting glows. Ultra silky soft touch highlighter with a luminous finish. Finely milled micro shimmer blends seamlessly into skin for a glassy glow. Long-lasting formula is cake resistant, increase resistant, non-greasy feel. Layer on top of the Halo Glow Beauty Wand for extra lit look. Yeah, okay. Despite the price jump being huge from their original little picked highlighters, the upgrade is substantial with the formulation. It feels like a whole new beast, and the packaging is a lot nicer. But I kind of wish they still had them, you know, kept the really affordable ones around. They might have, and I just don't know about it, but you know. Anyway. A little bit here on my highlighter brush. Ooh, yep, that's a pretty highlighter. And it does appear to be one of those a little bit goes a long way highlights, like the Rare Beauty one. So I know that one was like, wow, very strong. I had it in my cart for so long, and finally just decided I didn't need it. Okay, yeah. And that is a glassy highlight. That is not a shimmer. It is not a metallic. That is glassy. That's really pretty. Very, very pretty. I'm into it. I'm into it. Really pretty highlight. Yeah. Good stuff, e.l.f. I generally like everything from that Halo Glow range. I think it's a fun range of product and very pretty even on oily skin like myself. I find myself still reaching for it and enjoying it, because one thing I do like to do with makeup is mix my finishes. I will take something with a more matte finish and then go in with something glowy over top, and kind of that way I can control where my glow is. And vice versa, if I'm using a super glowy foundation, I use like a matte concealer with it and some mattifying powders, and the mixing of the finishes can achieve that, what I think of as my perfect finish area, which is like a very creamy look. I don't want to look matte powdered. I want to look skin-like. Like I want that glow, but I don't want it to be grease slick glow. So finding that happy medium. And sometimes that happy medium is going to come about maybe an hour into the makeup, and when I am sitting here doing the makeup, things might look a little powdery, but once I get out and get going, things are going to look a little more how they should. Let's do a little mascara, and then we'll finish off with a lip. For mascara, I have got Cali Ray Come Hell or High Water. I have got this in the new brown shade. I also have a mini version of it in black because I liked it so much. I got the mini in black because I thought that'd be perfect for travel, because I think this might be my go-to, like, when I need a mascara that's not gonna let me down mascara. So I was like, you know, I need a mini of that to throw in my travel bag, because I brought this one traveling with me. I brought this one on a retreat with me. It was a women's retreat. There were lots of tears. It was ideal circumstances for my mascara to start running. This, oh, she did everything I needed her to do. And it looks so pretty on the lashes. It doesn't have that spidery look that a lot of tubing mascaras, to me, look. I don't like the way they look on the lashes a lot of times. This gives volume and just this beautiful effect and length and all the things that I want from a mascara. It does everything. Like, she's really good. Anyway, so there's a reason that one is so hyped. I understand. So we're going to use this today. And it's a 24-hour tubing mascara. It gives volume and length, 0 smudge, 100% it does. It might be one of the best ones I've ever tried. And they do have it in travel size and full size. So you got black and brown. Like I said, we got the brown one today we're going to be using. This is vegan, cruelty-free, clean and plant-aware at Sephora. Teddy bear brush with multi-dimensional fibers, ensure precise application. It does have a very nice brush. Easy roll-off removal with warm water, which is very satisfying. Long wearing, 0 smudge, and water resistant. Buildable volume and length, 100%. And it is formulated without parabens, phthalates, sulfates, formaldehyde, mineral oil, talc, and gluten. So this is a gluten-free mascara, which is pretty cool. I try to point out when things are gluten-free, and if I notice any obvious irritants. I am loving the way that eyeshadow looks. I just keep staring at that. So yeah, we got a nice little wand here. Kind of natural fiber wand that I very much enjoy. And just gonna go right on in here. And this is a really nice brown because it's not too light. It's not too obvious brown. It's a very natural brown. Like the L'Oreal brown mascaras I have, and I think like the YSL one, they're very like obvious brown to where it's not necessarily natural looking. They're like an artificial brown. Like they're like this cocoa warm chocolate color that most people's lashes are not. This is more like a actual eyelash shade. My lashes at the roots are very dark, but then as they go out, they turn white. So it always looks like I don't have, of course I touch my face. It always looks like I don't have much lash until I put mascara on. Just because as they grow out, they just go translucent somehow. Or just kind of white looking. Well, they're really like gold kind of color. Like blonde. My eyebrows are the same way. They start out dark at the root, and then around the peripheral, and as they grow out, they get really, really pale. So it doesn't look like I have much brow hair either. Until I like tint them. My head hair weirdly kind of does that too. In certain areas. But I have a lot of like baby hairs and stuff around my scalp that looks like I don't have much hair, but they're like so light blonde Then when I color my hair, it's like, oh wow, look at how full my hair actually is. Such a fun little trick. Like, I really would like my scalp hairs to not be the same color as my skin tone, especially around the hairline. Look what a good mascara that is. I've never had a tubing mascara look this nice. I hear the e.l.f. one is decent, but I haven't tried it. And I haven't tried the Thrive one. But yeah, this is like one of those exceptions to my high-end mascara rule where I would actually repurchase. Which there's been very few mascaras that I've thought that about and actually followed through on and repurchased. And just while I'm looking close up, the skin is looking really good. Like the complexion, the foundation's looking great. I don't see it emphasizing texture or pores or fine lines at all. It's not settling in my little chin line here. It's actually looking really surprisingly good there, because that is a big trouble spot for me. It's looking very nice in the smile lines, the chin, the nose, and even around this forehead acne. It is looking good. Wow. That's really impressive. Okay, next. Wow. Alright, let's finish this off with some lips. I have got a new one from L'Oreal. This is, I think, their Coloration Blotted Lip. Let me pull that up because it was kind of, again, like whim. It was just, I saw it, I grabbed one in a shade I liked. I didn't really investigate too much about what the product really was. Devil Wears Prada in theaters. Was there a new one? Oh, did we remake it? Are we putting the original back in theaters? I don't know. Stop remaking everything. Jeez. That's why AI is going to take over if you keep remaking movies. You're doing it to yourself, Hollywood. Anyway. Blurred Matte Lipstick. This comes in at $10.99 roundabout. I have it in the shade Worth It Intense, which is a beautiful, deep kind of introducing Color Reach Blurred Matte, a modern approach to a matte lipstick. It is soft, hydrating lip line blurring. Nourish your lips with rich care you know and love from Color Reach Satin. Now in a buildable, blurring matte finish with a soft focus finish that never dries, never looks dry. I think we got the word finish in there too many times. Again, you guys hired me to write your copy. Do we not just take basic creative writing here or just writing classes? You're being repetitive and confusing a lot of times. Or are we just letting the AI do this too now? I don't know. I don't think AI would make this mistake. Anyway, the balm-like formula leaves lips feeling soft and moisturized, available in 10 shades, including matching matte versions of our 5 most iconic shades. Again, this is why AI is going to steal your jobs. Okay. AI is going to steal my job too. Who are we kidding? Here's what she looks like. Very pretty color here. Ooh, I love Worth It. Worth It Intense. It's such a unique shade. So I'm going to apply this without lip liner so you can see how it looks, and then I'll go in after and like tidy up the lines. But this is a bit of a sheer product. It's an interesting formulation. There's a sheerness to it. It reminds me a lot of the Teddy Tints from Maybelline, but in like a stick form. Or like a solid traditional lipstick. It has a very similar feel on the lips and look. I also think this could be very pretty as blush. That shade works perfect with everything today. Feels really nice. Very smooth and kind of smushy. Moussey on the lips. Yeah, that's pretty. It is buildable. So you definitely could blur this like with your finger and kind of blend it out and get that blotted look or full color. That's really pretty. I like that. I don't anticipate like a crazy long wear time with this one, but that looks very nice. If you're a fan of these kind of blotted lip type of lipsticks, I think these are really good. They are fragranced and flavored, like all L'Oreal lipsticks. But yeah, that does look very, very smooth on the lips. Like it is not emphasizing any texture and feels really lightweight. Not bad. Alright, I'm gonna clean up my edges a little bit with some lip liner. Alright, joys of having the crooked little lips, you gotta do that. I would definitely say today's new makeup tryout was very successful. Everything is looking great. That's so awesome when everything works out. I love that. I'm really impressed with everything we used today. The foundation, I think, is absolutely beautiful. The powder is great. The concealer, of course, played well with that. The eyeshadow, the Danessa Myricks little palette. Ooh, that's pretty. That is so pretty. I like the lips, the blush and bronze. And we definitely have a lot of dupe products here. We've got Hourglass dupes with the Covergirl, Mood Exposure, Luminous Bronze Light. We got Urban Decay Face Bond dupe with the NYX. We got Rare Beauty highlighter dupe with the e.l.f. highlighter. Who knows, this lip might be duping something too, and this powder might be a dupe. I don't know on that front, but yeah, everything that was drugstore has performed exceptionally well, on par with all the high-end makeup we used. Like, this was a great makeup day. This is a great makeup day, and I'm very happy with the result on the skin. I can't believe how well the acne got covered. Oh, goodness. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. So, that is all for today. I have more new makeup coming your way because I have little self-control when it comes to the drugstore makeup with all the new launches. So we got more to talk about, especially on the drugstore front. And yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. And I will see you guys in the next one. Stay safe. May the peace of the Lord be with you always. Bye now.